board meeting of the Lafayette Parish School Board to order. Let everybody sit down, and once they sit down, we're going to ask everybody to stand up. Could everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? Next, we'll have opening comments from our superintendent, Mr. Touchette.
Thank you, President. First of all, board members, I just wanted to make you aware of that. Today was a very historical day here in Lafayette Parish in which the district level team, and several of them are here in the audience and participating, completed 200 visits within the first half of school, in which all of our schools were visited at least 4 times this year. And I want to just give a big shout out to Ms. Jeline LaFleur, to Dr. Robley, and to all of our chiefs, all of the different individual coaches that were out there providing feedback. You know, being visible in schools is important, and giving timely feedback is also something of which is going to improve education. So a big shout out to all of them, and I'm extremely proud to be able to be here and lead that with them. The second thing that I want to kind of highlight, and I think, you know, words speak louder, on the screen that you see behind us and also in front of you, today was also a day in which we finished up recognizing Student of the Year, Teachers of the Year, Principal of the Year, assistants, support person, new teacher, and instructional leaders. All of those individuals that are here are exceptional members of that are really doing great things, and has been recognized by this district and also by the teachers and the different personnel. And I just wanted to make sure that we, you know, provided that for you and also provided that for the public. So congratulations to all of these teachers, all of these individuals that were continue to do the great work here in Lafayette Parish, and I'm so proud to be a part of this also. Thank you, Board President.
Thank you, Mr. Touchette. That's great news, and congratulations to everyone who was voted Student of the Year, Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, etc. We'll move on to information. 2.1 is our annual LSU Ag Center report. Mr. Touchette. Mr. Hebert.
Okay, thank you all very much. Good evening, President Lutchley, Superintendent Touchette, members of the board, administration, and guests. I'm Charles Hebert with the LSU Ag Center, and this is our annual report that we present each year to the board. And we'll go ahead and go into our presentation. The LSU Ag Center is the local presence of LSU, the land-grant university in our community. Our mission is to deliver research-based educational information to the clientele or community of Lafayette. And with me this evening, we have members of our staff in agriculture. I have and horticulture, Lainey Richard, if y'all could stand as I call your name, Maddox Miller. And nutrition and community health, Victoria Landry, Angel Hill, Juliana Savoy, and then in 4-H youth development, Keaton Bertrand. Thank them for being present this evening. We are the Cooperative Extension Service, part of the LSU Ag Center, or the arm of LSU that is in each community or each parish in Louisiana. They started with a 3-way partnership back in 1914. On the federal level, we are funded by USDA. State level is the state land-grant university systems that include both LSU and Southern. And then local government includes you, the school system, the board and superintendent, as well as the consolidated government. In our programs in agriculture, the agents work directly with farmers, landowners, plant enthusiasts, and other citizens delivering research and educational programs in the area of agriculture and natural resources. Here's a list of programs that are offered through our ag and natural resource agents. And then we have a list of master programs that are like an advanced program. These consist of master cattleman, master farmer, master gardener. And through the Master Gardener program, that group of individuals contributes over 14,000 hours a year to the citizens of Lafayette and the surrounding parishes, doing outreach. And in those efforts, that is like 4.25 agents for the number of volunteer hours they give back to the community. So they are a tremendous resource to our community. Moving on in nutrition and community health, our nutrition agents deliver programs to individuals, to families, to seniors, to youth, and they work toward stretching that dollar for those citizens that need help on budgeting. They're also involved in the ever-changing society and building our community and families. And we have a new program and a person in our office that's part of the La House program, and her efforts are in building resilient homes and resources to respond and cope with natural disasters. In 4-H youth development, realize we do programming in 3 major mission mandates, which are SET, healthy living, and citizenship and leadership. We are in, this past year, 52 clubs in the parish. The traditional membership is about 1,300, but we do have some school enrichment programs. We'll highlight both Health Rocks this evening and our School Garden Initiative program that are hands-on programs that are incorporated in the school system where our young people are learning by doing. Health Rocks is a program that we started with the school system, with the health and PE department under Mr. Nick Jeffers this past year. That is continuing now under Mr. LeBlanc, under his supervision, but the health and PE teachers are incorporating 10 substance prevention lessons that help teach life skills and decision-making to 6,500 students, all 12 middle schools. And then we've partnered with the school resource officers that are involved now, and guidance counselors also, and the principals are involved. So trying to have a systematic approach to these issues on school campuses and the middle schools. In addition, we talk about school gardens. We've been involved with school gardens for 16 years, a program that we are working with teachers that apply for a grant, and that is implemented through their classroom, where we're teaching young people about their own health and nutrition and making life decisions. Many of you have been involved in the cook-off. If you haven't been notified yet, the current cook-off will be the 9th one, will take place February 1st at David Thibodeau STEM Magnet Academy. But that'll be our next cook-off for this coming school year. And I'll conclude with our mission is to help people of Louisiana improve their lives through an educational process that uses research-based knowledge, focus on issues and needs in the community. And I have a little video I'll share with you on the Health Rocks program that's going on now in the school system.
Hi, I'm Claire Zach, the Louisiana 4-H Healthy Living Specialist. The opportunity to share the Health Rocks program with Lafayette Parish has been such a privilege. Our Louisiana schools don't have vaping-specific lessons, and yet that has been one of the largest disciplinary issues in recent years. Health Rocks has filled that need. The lessons being so focused on decision-making and life skills while also having hands-on activities has done a wonderful job engaging the youth and sparking the need for preventative education. We have had 2 other parishes, Calcasieu and Assumption parishes, that have fully adopted the lessons into their middle school physical education classes, and each of those programs have also seen great successes. Health Rocks has really helped Louisiana 4-H to build a greater partnership with our middle school districts, and I can't wait to see how far it grows.
Okay, and I just want to thank y'all for you as a board and superintendent for y'all's continued support of our programs in your school system. If y'all have any questions, I'll be obliged to answer those. And you all have a packet if you need more information or want to contact us of the PowerPoint and of our contact information. But again, thank y'all for your continued support and commitment to our programs to the youth of Lafayette Parish.
Thank you, Mr. Hebert, and I have an announcement and a request.
Okay.
After a year's absence, I will be cooking again, and I have won 3 times and 1 second place, so the notice has been given. And the request I have during every cook-off, I have eagerly washed dishes. My wife is sitting right here. Please don't tell her I do that there.
Yes, sir.
That's all I ask.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think I have 3 first place and a second, or 3 and a third. We'll see. We'll go ahead and move on to 2.2 academics 2025. What's that? I didn't participate last year, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, ma'am, you are the defending champion. Huh? Okay, I'm just going to read this one. It's academics. It's a 2025-2026 coordinated funding request for early childhood development. Hear me?
Good evening, Emmy Thibodeau, Director of Early Childhood. This is our notification of public comment for our early childhood funding request. This is submitted to LDOE each year on behalf of our entire network to request not only our 4-year-old seats for the district, but also the other funding streams, such as the non-public program for 4-year-olds and a birth to 3 program that's operated currently by the state. So this announcement is simply that public comment is going on now until January 8th. The report is available on the LPSS website on the banner on the first homepage. Questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3.1, which is the superintendent's evaluation, and 4, which is litigation. We'll go into executive session for both, with one motion being made, and it'll be made by Mr. Hidalgo, but I'll go ahead and read them. 3.1 is the discussion and or action concerning the superintendent's evaluation. 4.1, which is litigation, is discussion and or action concerning prospective litigation. 4.2 is also discussion and or action concerning prospective litigation. 4.3 is discussion and or action concerning pending litigation in the matter of James Joseph versus Lafayette Parish School Board et al. Docket number C-2023-2988C. 15th Judicial District Court, Parish of Lafayette, State of Louisiana. And 4.4 is discussion and or action concerning pending litigation in the matter of Ronald Worth Jr. et al. Versus Mary Robin et al. Docket number C-2023-0049, Division D, 15th Judicial Court, Parish of Lafayette, State of Louisiana.
Mr. President, I move that pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 42:17A1, we go into executive session to discuss with the superintendent his annual evaluation, and that pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 42:17A2, we remain in executive session to discuss strategy relative to workers' compensation claim of Cheryl Richard, item 4.1, the workers' compensation claim of Joanne Morrison, items 4.2, litigation entitled James Joseph versus Lafayette Parish School Board, 15th JDC number C-202-32988C, item 4.3, and litigation entitled Ronald Worth Jr. et al. Versus Mary Robin et al., 50 JDC number C-202-30049, item 4.4.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Hidalgo, second by Ms. Mason, that we go into executive session. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? We're now enter executive session.
President, I move we go back into regular session.
I didn't ask for a motion. We have a motion from Mr. Hidalgo that we go back into regular session.
Second.
Second by Ms. Mason. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? We're now back in regular session. Now what we'll do, we'll go back to 3.1, and we'll go through each item individually, as usual. 3.1, board is discussion and or action concerning the superintendent's evaluation. The recommended action is that the board approve the compiled superintendent evaluation results for the scoring tabulators and authorize the president and vice president to meet with the superintendent to discuss contract amendments. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hidalgo, second by Mr. Bergeron. Do we have any public discussion on this? Come on up, Grinch. I like your hat.
There's a Grinch day today at school. Julia Reed, President, Lafayette Parish Association of Educators. Our organization would like to weigh in on the superintendent's evaluation. We would like to commend the superintendent on his accessibility to our organization through monthly meetings and being available by phone and text message. We would also like to commend him on his commitment and something that our organization has pressed for many years to our ESPs in the form of matching state funds. Our ESPs are necessary. It is no longer a one-room schoolhouse. A teacher cannot function alone. Custodians, bus drivers, everyone is necessary, and we would like to applaud his commitment to supporting our ESPs. And we look forward to continuing to collaborate with him to make sure that all students are provided a quality public education in Lafayette Parish through the promotion of the people within the building who are the most important part of the educational process. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Any other public comment? Before we go to board comment, I'll turn the microphone over to our Vice President, Ms. Mason. She has some information.
Okay. Thank you. We reviewed the evaluations by each of the members of the board, and I'd like to report that on a scale from 1 to 4, Superintendent Touchette received a 3.58, which is an excellent score, excellent evaluation by the members of the board. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Mason. Do we have any board comment? Mr. Bergeron.
I'll keep it real short and sweet. Last few weeks I've been visiting with my principals in our schools, and part of that topic was, hey, you know, how's things going administrative-wise? And the feedback I got from the principals and some of the teachers is the feedback they're getting from the administration in general has been overwhelmingly moving things forward for them. They look forward to the feedback. It's very constructive. So I just want to applaud not only Mr. Touchette on that, but the rest of the staff who's in the schools and giving great quality feedback and improve our school system. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment on this side? Mr. Hidalgo.
Mr. Superintendent, I want to commend you and congratulate you on your score. I too have heard back from a lot of educators and of course principals within District 9. Each of them is very proud of the culture that you have helped shape and bring to the table with the decisions you've made. Being in the schools, so important. So thank you. I hope you'll continue to work hard moving forward. I know you'll continue to work hard moving forward. And one of the things you say, a lot of places we go, I hear you speak, you say that grass is not going to grow under your feet, and that's a fact. So please keep up the good work.
Thank you. Any other comment?
I want to echo the same thing Jeremy and Mr. Roddy said. Congratulations, Mr. Superintendent. You're always on the go. You know, a few times I go by teachers and talk to teachers, or they say, well, you just missed Mr. Francis. He just left, you know, so thank you for all what you're doing.
Any other comment? Mr. Lejeune?
Thank you, Mr. Latchley. I want to, of course, congratulate the superintendent. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with him for this year. I just want to commend him on visiting the schools. Every time I go to a school, that's one thing they always talk about, is how much they see the superintendent and his staff in the schools. I did it for a long time. I was a principal for a long time, and I don't think I saw the superintendent 4 times in the whole time I was a principal. It was either if they were there, It was either really, really good or really, really bad. So I appreciate y'all going on campuses. Thank you.
Ms. LeBeau?
May I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to say that going into this second term, I do have the benefit of comparison. Mr. Touchette was so quiet the first 4 years I served. I had no idea what he would be like as superintendent. I knew that he knew what he was talking about, but he has been a force of nature. He makes sure that he puts effective leadership every place he can. I've seen the results myself. Actually, I just went to Como last weekend. It looks like a whole different school. So I'm just so grateful for his leadership. But not only that, he's not in the schools, but he's at every city council meeting, and he's brought every mayor and council. He's invited all the councilmen and principals, and he's gotten together in all of the different little municipalities around Lafayette, in Lafayette Parish itself. And I've had so many calls from so many people, community leaders, as well as elected officials in the parish, saying how impressed they are that he is there, and making sure that connection is built. So I just want to say I'm very thankful for that, not only the work you do in the schools, but the after hours that you take to go out and make those community relationships, because we can't do this alone, and you recognize that. So I very much appreciate it. I'm very grateful to all my board members that we recognize that he's doing a great job, and I hope that we continue to support him for the next 3 years. Thank you.
Ms. Trahan?
Congratulations, Superintendent Touchette, on your evaluation, and thank you for always being out so many times in District 4 schools. When I do go by the schools, the principals and the teachers, they do make mention of it, and I look forward to working more together with you in 2025.
Mrs. Zarma?
Also, congratulations, Mr. Touchette. I've been witness to the after hours, to mimic what Kate said, cafe meetings. He met with the mayor, myself, and Karen Crow, so we could work out some deals to use some facilities. It's been great. It's worked out wonderful. So being in the schools is super important. Practice what you preach. But as you know, in your entire team, I've never had an issue with the entire team. Anything I need, I call Jennifer or Nick or Robert. So it's been great so far, and I look forward to the next 3 years.
Thank you. And you got some, Ms. Mason?
I just wanted to add, one of the greatest strengths that I've seen of our superintendent now is when I receive feedback and pass it along to him, he goes right after the issue at hand. And better than that, he follows through. And then third, he follows up. So he always reports back to me on any question that I've raised or put in front of him. So that is truly impressive, and the amount of time and attention that you put to our matters of Lafayette Parish school system, our kids are very lucky. Thank you.
And I'll ask for a moment of privilege so I may speak also. As your seated president, I can assure you, the superintendent communicates with me constantly. 5 o'clock in the morning is not unusual for us to have a conversation. Constantly asks, what do you need? Where are we headed? Gives me all the information needed beforehand. The one thing I'm impressed with is I'm completing 10 years on this board. And the thing you'd hear in school is, oh, the superintendent was here. Oh, the superintendent's coming. What I hear, the feedback I get from my schools is they're excited when the superintendent goes. They call me, they text me, pictures. I've run into them at schools. I was with them yesterday with a food drive at Judy's Middle. Staff showed up. Our instructional strategist was the instructional strategist of the year. So that was great seeing them there. A lot of positive, a lot of change. And I think what's happened is our system has seen that this big man is a big teddy bear when it comes to the schools and the kids, and his passion for education. I don't know how you would rate that except for a perfect 10, but that was, I guess, not on the evaluation. We couldn't go up to 10. So Superintendent, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you've done. And with that, Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote.
9 for, none against.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Superintendent Touchette. We'll now move on to litigation. 4.1, discussion and our action concerning prospective litigation. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, would it be in order to make a motion to accept council's recommendation on item 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4? And then I make that motion.
We have a motion from
I
Mr.
second.
Hidalgo. Who seconded?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. DeZarmo. Do we have any public comment on litigation? Any board member comment? Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote.
Nine for, none against.
Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move on to our consent agenda. I'll read each item. If a board member would like something pulled, we'll pull it. If not, we'll vote them all in globo. During public comment, when I ask for public comment, your comment should be for or against the item you're speaking on. Not a question and answer. Not getting off track, but for or against the item. And I'll start with 5.1 is employee services, discussion and or action concerning the payment of the differentiated compensation allocation. 5.2 is facilities, discussion and or action to use contingency and or committed for roofing project funds for improvements to facilities. 5.3 is facilities, discussion and or action to close out projects not started and to transfer project funds to contingency within the self-funded construction fund. 5.4 is discussion and or action concerning approval of CMAR construction manager at risk project delivery method for the Acadiana High, Judy Smittle, and LJ Alamo wing additions. 5.5 is facilities, discussion and or action concerning the approval of an encroachment agreement for the construction of a car rider pavilion at Prairie Elementary. 5.6 is finance, discussion or action concerning the sale of land near Acadiana High for a DOTD project. 5.7 is finance, discussion or action concerning the December budget to actual revisions for fiscal year 24-25. 5.8, risk management, discussion and or action concerning policy BCBJ, broadcasting and taping of school board meetings. 5.9 is risk management, discussion and or action concerning policy BCBB, notification of school board meetings. 5.10 is risk management, discussion or action concerning policy CBD, appointment of superintendent. 5.11, risk management, discussion and or action concerning policy GAMK, use of pronouns and given names. 5.12, risk management, discussion or action concerning policy IDBA, sex education. 5.13, risk management, discussion and or action concerning policy IDDF, education of students, exceptionalities. I needed to touch base with my English teacher for this meeting. 5.14, risk management, discussion and or action concerning policy JGC, student health services. 5.15, risk management, discussion and or action concerning revision to policy GAK, school employee personal file. 5.16, risk management, discussion and or action concerning revisions to policy GBRIBA, sick leave bank. 5.17, superintendent, discussion and or action concerning the minutes of October 2nd, 2024 and November 20th, 2024. And 5.18 is approval of all consent items. There were no items pulled. I'll ask for a motion that we approve all items not pulled.
I make a motion that we approve all the board, I'm sorry, let me restart that. The board approves all action consent items with the exception of any items pulled.
Second.
Ooh, got a bunch of them. Motion by Mr. Bergeron, second by Mr. DeZarmo, that we approve all items not pulled. Is there any public comment on any item not pulled? Any board comment?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Two things. Number one, do we know of the policy recommended changes? Are any of these recommended changes not tied to some statute or recently changed state law? They all are. Okay. And my last one, Mr. Superintendent, if you or someone from your team could just speak briefly to item 5.1. Just, we hear about this, or at least haven't been on the board before. I've heard about it several times from the groups of folks who will be affected regarding the compensation. And I just wanted to be clear that this is not a cherry pick. This is not something that the board can decide on. This is something that's dictated by state law and the criteria of who is eligible for these payments. Now, certainly the board could, if I understand correctly, distribute these payments to one out of these four groups and not the other three. But we have chosen to treat each one of our critical, staff members equally across the board on these four criteria. So if you could speak to that quickly, just so that everyone understands that this is not a cherry pick. We don't just get to decide who's going to get this compensation. I mean, this is something that comes from the state level.
Yeah, by all means, we would want to include everyone. And as you stated, the document states that this board has a right to restrict. I am asking that if the document says that they're included, we include everyone. And I've met with the teacher leadership. I've kind of explained that to them. I've kind of made sure that they understood that, yes, I want to give it to the social studies teacher. I want to give it to the science teacher, but it's not something that is allowable within that particular document or that funding. So we are doing something to where everyone who is included within that document is going to be getting the compensation.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Any other board comment? Hearing, Mrs. Zormo?
Just real quick. So basically, you're saying it's allowable, so you're just going to, whoever we can give it to, we're going to give it to. But we don't really get to choose outside of those four. I mean, that's the four we got. But you're not saying, hey, we're just going to give it to one. We're just going to give it, make sure everybody gets it.
That's exactly right.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote. Ooh, what the hell? What did I do? Just in time.
Mr. President, are you going to sing us a Christmas song before we leave?
That was my question too.
Motion carries. I can. Would you like me to do it in a lower voice or a deeper voice or?
I was hoping we'd sing you happy birthday, but.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would like I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, please.
I saw mommy kissing Santa. Okay, that's all y'all gonna get. No, I will tell you, yesterday was the 63rd birthday I've ever celebrated. And it was the first one with our 7-week-old granddaughter. And if anybody in this room can convince me it gets better than that, and it may when the second grandchild gets here, but if you can convince me, I doubt it. I think that was the greatest. And I think the greatest gift I was ever given, my best girl right there gave me a coffee cup with a bunch of pictures of me and Leia and some sayings on it. That I would cherish that. In fact, I don't even think I want to drink out of it. But I appreciate it. Any of my board members want to wish anybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's?
Let me say this, that on behalf of our entire team, and I want to thank each and every one of you for what you do, and just know that we're going to take this evaluation, we're going to reflect, and we'll make sure that we're doing what we can to get better every year. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, make it safe. We'll see you back January 8th. This meeting is adjourned. My wife's the only one that'll answer me